times seek change, so must we, that the new time requires new response to new challenges.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Glad to be with you once again on the program as you answer the call. I am Rashida Abubakar, your regular host. Following the recent inauguration of the Hajj National Medical Team, leaders of the committee have since swung into action screening applicants wishing to take part in the medical assignment. Details of the exercise and the meeting of NAHCON management with the applicants is the thrust of our Spotlight segment. Also in the package, we have our regular segments such as the NAHCON News Diary, Making the Hajj, and the quiz.
Every Muslim is a potential pilgrim. To make the Hajj possible for the Ummah, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria (NAHCON) is running a Hajj savings scheme through Jaiz Bank. The scheme allows depositors to gradually save for the Hajj over a period of time. Registration into the Hajj savings scheme is ongoing for all Muslims. Muslims wishing to perform Hajj can be enrolled into the scheme through the following outlets: NAHCON offices across the country, state pilgrims welfare boards, agencies and commissions, any branch of Jaiz Bank in the country. Enrollment can also be done directly by logging into dedicated sites for the scheme. Let's participate and support the Hajj savings scheme for better Hajj services.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's begin the program with the news diary as presented from our studio. Top on the news is the screening of airliners by NAHCON Aviation Screening Committee. The details.
The 2022 Hajj Aviation Screening Committee has screened airliners wishing to take part in the airlifting of Nigerian pilgrims. The screening exercise, presided over by NAHCON Commissioner of Operations Alhaji Abdullahi Magaji Hardawa, took place at the Conference Hall of Hajj House. Speaking while inaugurating the committee, NAHCON Chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Kunle Hassan outlined the key terms of reference for the committee.
You have to determine the suitability and capability of the applicants in line with the Eastern Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulation and ICAO standards and recommended practices. You have to establish criteria, score or grade for suitability and for the recommendation of an applicant. You have to recommend minimum standard of operation in accordance with industry best practices by the pre-qualified companies. You have to recommend appropriate pilgrim airfare and excess luggage rate for the northern and southern departure zones. You have to make any other recommendation necessary for the efficient conduct of 2022 Hajj airlift.
What we have before us are 6 airlines for airlift of pilgrims under state quota, and 2 applicants in respect of tour operators, pilgrims, and 2 companies for airlift or air freight of excess luggage. We have committed ourselves to this. We have done a lot of groundwork earlier on. We have reviewed all the submissions made by the applicants technically with the kind support of our technical support team, whom I would want to publicly appreciate for their diligence and sacrifice.
The committee draws its members from aviation-related agencies, tour operators, State Pilgrims Welfare Board as well as security organizations. The committee has since submitted its report to the appropriate authority for consideration. Similarly, NAHCON management and various heads of committees that served during the 2019 Hajj met recently to compare notes on the best ways of consolidating and improving on the successes recorded in previous Hajj exercises. The event featured presentations by heads of past ad hoc committees, during which they identified areas where the Commission needs to pay greater attention.
On new regulations, as mentioned during the presentation by the Secretary of the Strategia, Saudi Arabia at any point in time can bring a new regulations. So the idea of the meetings in pre-alpha is to identify these new regulations that are not done, and then to look at the possibility of implementing them. And what they say is a law, you just have to abide by it.
Then another challenge is allocating our content in separate field office, making it difficult to coordinate, just like as it happened in 2019. We have separate tents, the same under NAHCON. So, and we are not much, so we have to divide the little personnel we have to coordinate.
The presentations will serve as guides to NAHCON in constituting its ad hoc committees for the 2022 Hajj. In another development, State Pilgrims Welfare Boards and the FCT have commenced routine medical checks for intending pilgrims. In Nasarawa State, the Executive Secretary of the State Pilgrims Welfare Board, Idris Ahmad Al-Makura, has flagged off medical screening of intending pilgrims. He said the exercise is designed to ascertain the health status of those wishing to perform the 2022 Hajj. The Executive Secretary further states that pregnant women will be disqualified from performing the Hajj. In Abuja, the FCT Director of Pilgrims Welfare Board, Nasiru Damalan, led the way for the medical checkup, followed by intending pilgrims. The medical checkup includes taking blood samples, testing for diabetes, as well as COVID-19. Over the years, medical checkups are carried out during the Hajj exercise to ascertain the medical fitness of pilgrims in order to put them in proper medication. Meanwhile, the director called on intending pilgrims who are yet to receive the second dose of COVID-19 vaccination to do so as soon as possible. In Zamfara State, plans are underway to ensure that all intending pilgrims from the state receive vaccination against COVID-19. The permanent commissioner in charge of health at the commission, Alhaji Isa Megemu, said intending pilgrims across the 14 local government areas in the state will be vaccinated as directed by NAHCON in line with the Saudi rules and regulations. The newly appointed Executive Secretary of Kaduna State Pilgrims Agency, Dr. Yusuf Yakubu, has resumed office, promising to justify the confidence reposed in him by Governor Nasir El-Rufai. He solicits cooperation and support of staff for better service delivery to pilgrims from the state. Dr. Yusuf took over from Hajia Hannatu Zailani, who served in acting capacity for nearly 2 years. In another development, the Pilgrims Agency has embarked on pilgrims enlightenment across the state.
Like our ulamas tell us that there's different type of Hajj, like Kirani, Tamati, and Ifrad.
Wannan bita ai ita ce hajjin, domin baka sami ilimi daga farko ba, ai ba ko da ka je ba abin da zaka iya gudanarwa, sai dai ka gudanar da sa ranka. To shi kuma dukkan abin da aka ce aiki ne na Ubangiji ka je yi, to ai sai da ilimi.
Alhamdulillah, you are still watching as you answer the call, a public enlightenment presentation that keeps you abreast of the activities of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, and other Hajj-related matters. Last week, the Hajj National Medical Team carried out one of the assignments contained in its term of reference. This was the screening of medical personnel interested in providing medical services to Nigerian pilgrims during the 2022 Hajj operations. For details about the screening and more, stay tuned for the next segment, Spotlight.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك
When the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria NAHCON inaugurated the 2022 National Medical Team, it also stated very clearly the terms of reference. They are: determine the overall implementation strategy for the operation to promote teamwork and synergy, identify clinics to be used by pilgrims in Mecca and Medina during the Hajj, test run the electronic medical record EMR and ensure that it is fully integrated into the NAHCON ICT framework, to review guidelines in line with the directives of Saudi authorities and also determine the implementation strategy. Others are to screen and mount orientation programs for members of the National Medical Team, as well as ensure that visas for members of the team are ready in good time. And so, on Tuesday the 17th of May 2022, the committee subjected applicants to screening where all necessary documents were scrutinized. The screening exercise took place at the conference hall of the Hajj House. During the screening exercise, NAHCON management met with prospective members of the National Medical Team to acquaint them with the details of their work. In his remarks, NAHCON chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Hassan urged them to put in their best for better service delivery to Nigerian pilgrims.
I need therefore not tell you that you need to do very much in this expedition that you are going to. You will not be only representing Nigeria, you will also be representing Islam. So I commend you to put in your best. And believe you me, there are some people who are going to Hajj this year among the Nigerian medical team. We are the one begging them to go. Do you know why? Because when they had the first opportunity, they work as if it's their personal business. I didn't know them. None of us here knew them. We never met them in the world. We met their work. We made their past contribution. And so we ask ourselves, why do you reinvent the wheel? These are the kind of people that we need to choose. We didn't know them. They didn't need to call anybody. They didn't need to get a contact. Their works spoke for them.
Alhaji Zikrullah further called on them to understand the nature of their pilgrims and accord them the needed attention.
You are going to be dealing with patients of different kind. Of course, I'm sure you're used to that. But some of those things you are not used to. You see a patient who just comes because he needs free drug. It's not because he's sick. So I'm going to tell you that when that one comes, you must be ingenious on knowing what to do. Somebody will just say, I have cough. He doesn't have cough. But he knows that you have a cough syrup and you want to take some and put in his house or to take back to Nigeria.
NAHCON Commissioner of Planning, Research, Information, Statistics and Library Services, Sheikh Suleiman Momo, chairs the medical committee. He appreciates those who participated and succeeded in the screening exercise, noting the commitment of NAHCON in ensuring that medical services are delivered professionally during the Hajj.
In my capacity as the chairman for this year's National Medical Team, we are determined to make this ESCO and Nigeria government proud. On the strength of this, we all have opportunities, as it is served on our table today, to accept to do this work, or we bowl out before time. So that those who accept to do this work to the fullest, the way and manner and the conditions of service that will be spelled out on our letters of appointment are only those that we want to work with.
On his part, NAHCON Commissioner of Policy, Personnel Management and Finance, Alhaji Nura Hassan Yakase, called on the medical workers to return their acceptance letter in good time for timely documentation, saying their entitlements will not be compromised.
The attention I want to draw here is that in case you feel that maybe the condition, that is both what you are going to pay, the number of days that you are required to spend, is not maybe favorable to you or something like that. Please, we'll give you a stipulated time that you must respond, that you either accept or you did not accept. At the expiration of the stipulated time, if we didn't hear from you, we'll assume that you have declined and we want to replace you immediately with another person.
Also speaking at the occasion, coordinator of the Hajj National Medical Team, Pharmacist Zainab Ujudud Sharif, stressed the importance of teamwork and also adherence to medical ethics.
And for us as medical people,
we are all governed by the medical oath. And you know clearly, the oath states that you are to deliver services, healthcare services, and quality healthcare services. Am I communicating? Yes. It's very, very important for us. With that, we must portray good image of the medical team for Nigeria. Delivering teamwork. I want to advocate for teamwork. We cannot achieve if we do not have teamwork. We are going as one body, yet with different professionals' background. What is important is the service we are going to deliver to our pilgrims. Whether you are a nurse, you are a medical doctor, you are a pharmacist, especially even environmental health assistants, and other supporters, either in terms of those that are very concerned with electronic media activities. We must be together, we must work as a team, we must be guided by ethics and discipline of our respective oaths.
She also cautioned members of the medical team to be of good behavior and concentrate on their assignment to avoid disciplinary action against them. Dr. Usman Galadima is among the leaders of the medical team. He took the gathering through the activities of the team over the years.
In Medina, we have one main clinic and 2 or 3 outposts. The outpost clinics are located within pilgrim accommodation. And we deploy electronic medical record for all our consultations and all our engagement with patients. Now, we've been doing this successfully since 2017.
Further training is expected to be conducted to members of the Hajj National Medical Team, particularly on the use of electronic medical record (EMR) and other aspects of the medical services.
MashaAllah, the program is As You Answer the Call. Coming up next is Making the Hajj. Stay with us.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك لبيك لبيك.
Slaughtering of animals as sacrifice is one of the Hajj rites pilgrims are expected to observe, preferably on the 10th of Zulhijjah and the 3 days after, which are called Ayyamul Tashriq. For pilgrims performing the Hajj, particularly Qiran or Tamattu, sacrificing animals is obligatory or wajib. For those undertaking Hajj Ifrad, it is discretional.
Yawm al-Nahar is called Yawm al-Nahar. That is the day of slaughterings. And this slaughterings, you can do it anywhere.
On Making the Hajj tonight, Sheikh Hussein Zakaria explains more about the Hadaya as a Hajj rite.
Hadaya is a sacrificial action or an act of ibadah in which an animal is slaughtered as a result of performing either tamattu' or qiran. This is only performed by these two types of pilgrims. Nobody should do that except who is on pilgrimage. For example, from Nigeria, you cannot say, I want to do hadiyah. You cannot do hadiyah. You can only do what is adhiyah. You can do that.
The hadiyah can be performed with the following types of animals: a ram, a sheep, a camel, a goat, and a cow.
The best hadiyah is the bigger the animal, the more the reward in hadiyah. So if you have the capacity, you have the financial wherewithal, then it is better for you to slaughter camel, because camel is bigger than cow. Then followed by cow, then followed by ram, and followed by goats. Now, so this is in contrast with adhiyah, where the sweeter the meat, the more the reward. So somebody who has actually slaughtered a ram is better than the one who slaughtered a camel in adhiyah. That's ordinary people who are not on attendance of Hajj.
Similarly, the animals are required to reach certain age before they are considered suitable for sacrifice. For ram or hare, it must be 6 months old. 1 year is required for a goat. For a cow, it must be 2 years old, and 5 years is recommended for a camel. The animals must be free of any defects, such as being one-eyed animal whose defect is obvious, a sick animal whose sickness is noticeable, emaciated animal, as well as a lame one whose limb is evident. When and where are pilgrims allowed to offer hadaya or animal sacrifice?
Hadiyah is performed, we are given the respite to perform it after the Jamratul Akbar, that is after the day after Arafat. Yawm al-Nahar is called Yawm al-Nahar, that is the day of slaughterings. And this slaughterings, you can do it anywhere in Mina. The Prophet says, Mina is manhar, is a place that anybody is allowed to slaughter his. And there's even why he said that slaughter your animals in your own tents. But now, because of health hazards, the government of Saudi Arabia has built massive, ultra-modern slaughterhouse, which actually house all the slaughterings of all types during the Hajj and even after Hajj. So it is performed either on the 10th day, the 11th day, the 12th day, and even the 13th day. These are the periods in which a pilgrim is allowed to perform his slaughterings of hadiyah on the pilgrimage.
In what way does hadiyah differ from fidyah?
Hadiyah is part of pilgrimage for those who have performed these two types of Hajj, tamattu and qiran. But fidyah can affect anybody. You can, if you make mistakes, you commit any action that is contrary to the behaviors of a pilgrim, such as covering your head with a cap, or wearing a trouser, or applying or wearing perfume, or touching your wife. They're called mahadhurat, things that you are not allowed to do when you are in the state of ihram. When you do that, for every action you have violated, you must pay fidyah.
What is the status of a pilgrim who cannot offer hadaya?
If you know that you don't have the financial ability to perform the hadiyah, Allah has given you succor, and that is you fast 10 days, 3 days during the Hajj while you are in Saudi Arabia, and 7 days when you come back to your country. This is going to replace the hadiyah which you are unable to perform.
Sheikh Hussein Zakaria encourages intending pilgrims to strive and acquaint themselves with the knowledge of Hajj.
Alhamdulillah. Now it's time for the quiz. Try your luck with this week's question.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Welcome to the quiz segment. The question in the last episode was, apart from Miqatul Zaman, name the other Miqat. The correct answer is Miqatul Makan. The winner is Ibrahim Muhammad Jawa from Damaturu, Yobe State. He provided the answer ahead of others. Ibrahim Muhammad Jawa will be contacted on how NAHCON will rate him with the prize he won. A quiz winner will get 25,000 Naira cash prize. This is part of NAHCON's efforts in social investment in Nigeria. Now to the quiz for this week, and the question is, mention 3 designated places used as Miqatul Makan. Again, mention 3 designated places used as Miqatul Makan. Text your answer to the number showing on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry the name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing.
Once again, good luck to you. But before we round up the program, we take some messages from our viewers, including questions seeking clarification.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Rashidat Abdul Qadir from Ilorin, Kwara State, sent in the first message. It reads, Assalamu alaikum. I wish to inform NAHCON that I have received my quiz prize. Jazakumullahu khairan. Bello Umar from Kogi State sent the second message. It is also about the quiz prize. It says, I thank NAHCON for what they have been doing. I have received my quiz prize. May Allah continue to bless you all at Hajj House.
We would like to hear from any quiz winner who has received his or her prize. Also, viewers seeking clarification or have questions to ask on any matter relating to Hajj or Umrah management and operations can do so through this program. Relevant officers will be contacted to respond appropriately. We also welcome your messages, comments and observations and questions through our mobile number and other social media platforms. Bye for now.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك